Hey, welcome to the channel today. I'm going to talk about the single plane, but it's not a same plane. It's actually a plane relative to the natural position of the body. That's why it's actually a natural single plane.
So there's no better feeling knowing that when you wake up in the morning to go play golf, so that you're going to play well. So my mission today is to help as many people as possible wake up every day feeling good that they're going to go out there and play great because of the single plane swing.
Hey, before we get started, I wanted to mention, I don't know if you've seen, but we now have Graves Golf On Demand. That is our online platform for all of the detailed single plane instruction, which includes long game, short game putting, course management. Everything you need to know about becoming a full 360 golfer is found on our latest on-demand site. So don't forget to check that out. I'll put a link in the description below and check out Graves Golf On Demand. All right, so we talk about the single plane swing. Let me give you a definition of what single plane really means. It's starting and impacting in the same shaft position relative to the body. That's what's important, relative to the body. Well, what does that mean? So if I take something, an object, and I move it around my body, if this was a string with a ball on it and I was moving it around my body, you would see that that plane of that string, the angle of that string, would go through a particular part of my body, which is right in the middle of my spine. So there's a natural force of the club moving around my body, forcing it into a rotational, we call it a plane or an angle. Well, that's the natural plane around the body. And why is that? Because it's where you hold the club in your hand. It's based on where the string, if you had a weight on the string, is held in the hand, and it's based on the force of a thing moving around your body. There is a natural motion around the body, which we call the single plane. Now, it doesn't mean that you take the club and you move it up and down this imaginary circle. It doesn't mean that. Why is that? So why does it not move up and down the circle? Matter of fact, to me, that's a very manufactured way of saying, hey, we're going to force the club into a plane around the body. And I say the word force means it's manipulated. That's not what we teach here at our golf schools. We teach what Moe Norman did, which is we call the single plane, because we start the club in a relationship. That same ideal relationship, the way the club is designed, is on a plane. See that angle? And when I set up, notice that angle goes through the middle of my spine. That's the relationship. And when I impact again, it's going to again go through the middle of my body. So address to impact is critical. It's the spatial relationship I have. In other words, I didn't start the club here and impact here. I didn't start here and impact here. I didn't start here and impact here. I started on that plane and impacted on that same position of the club to my body, right? Same position, address to impact. So what's happening in the motion? What should the club do? Well, here's what's interesting about it. And this is why the club should not stay up and down this circle. Here's why it should not. Because if I keep a relationship, watch what I do here. If I have this relationship of the club, that's the address position relationship, and I move it away, I keep that relationship, notice the club immediately goes to the inside from that imaginary circle. So it should not stay on that circle. And then it goes up. Now you'll see it reference the original line. It has to do with rotations, but it should not be on that circle. Why? Because the body has about 50 degrees of rotation at this point. Okay, watch this. When I'm coming down, it may get on, the hands get on that line, the plane line. Why? Because the body has about 15 degrees of rotation. In other words, there's more rotation here than there is here, and there's no way the hands should be in the same spot here as here, if I have the proper relationship of club to body. Okay? I don't know if that makes sense, but since this position in the backswing is not the same as this position in the downswing, the hands should not be on this imaginary two-dimensional plane. It should be following the motion of the body. So what you want to see, just like you see in Moe's swing, watch what he does. He naturally moves the club from its address relationship, that position of it relative to the body, into the backswing. It moves up. It's nicely parallel to the plane, but not necessarily hands are on it. The hands get on it, but notice the club stays underneath it, and then it returns right back to it. So it's address to impact. That's what matters. Address, plane, impact. You do not want the club moving up and down the exact same line. That is a manufactured way of trying to manipulate club path around the body when there's actually a natural swing plane. Hey guys, thanks for joining me today. That's really what the natural swing plane is, how it works around the body. Don't forget, we have the Graves Golf On Demand. You know, YouTube isn't always the greatest place to get all the detail for single plane instruction. That is now found on our site. You can go to the App Store, download it. You can look it on your Roku devices or any of your mobile devices. Is Graves Golf On Demand. That's where you find all of the single plane instruction, long game, short game putting, and everything you need to know about Moe Norman and the single plane. Thanks for giving me a thumbs up. Click the bell icon. I'll see you in the next video.